Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've done a video like this. I noticed after I covered Bad by Dollar, of course there was an influx of people from Malaysia commenting on my video, watching my video, because I was singing in Malay, obviously, and I'm not Malaysian. I noticed so many comments talking about Century with a 2 in it. Everyone kept saying like 3 minus 2 equals monster and then just a sentence in Malay. And I was like, what's going on? What is a 3 minus 2 equals monster? And then I kind of noticed that people were clowning them. Decided to search up who or what Century was. It took me a hot second because I forgot about the 2. Searching up Century, that only leads to history, so not very useful. So I saw that they were under a company called Lyconic. I think it's Lyconic, but Lyconic Production. Looking at the way that the accounts are handled, it seems like it's kind of something they made themselves in order to kind of give a more K-pop or legitimate vibe, if you know what I mean. It's very obvious how they are K-pop inspired, but without the kind of polish of K-pop at all. I'm gonna say this, it feels like it's kind of like role-playing a little bit, like the whole OE community of online entertainment, and it seems like kind of a role-play thing, but they've gone actually to make their own music. As this group is K-pop inspired, you know, K-pop fans went at them with full force. Honestly, K-pop stands going in for the attack is one of the most, if not the most, scary things of all time. This is not debatable. I know I'm right. One of my biggest fears is just K-pop stans in general. That's it. And sometimes, not all of them, but some people go a bit too far, a bit too knowledgeable about computers and IP addresses and stuff, leaking personal information, addresses and stuff, which actually leads me to today's sponsor, which is SURFSHARK. SURFSHARK is a VPN service which allows you to virtually travel anywhere online, access more content on the internet while also staying safe, which is a very important thing, as I stated just previously. I also know a lot of you, with being K-pop fans, are also K-drama fans. I still need to watch all of them, so this is kind of perfect for me. With SURFSHARK, you can change your location to anywhere in the world, as I said, but that also works with Netflix. I'm in the US, I do miss a lot of UK shows, and with SURFSHARK, I'm able to just switch back and then pretend I'm in England again. This honestly helps with FOMO, like more than anything, because I see people on Instagram, TikTok, posting about shows such as like Queendom Season 2, and I have nowhere. I don't know where to watch it. I'm looking to find it, like reputable kind of sites that I can watch Queendom without getting a virus on. So using Surfshark VPN can actually catch me up on things, and it's just easy. I don't have to sleuth the internet for hours. I just click one button, search it, find it, play it. I just want to watch Queendom. Going back to what I said earlier about scary stans, remember that comment you left on a video 2 weeks about a group that was pretty questionable? That group's fans, they're gonna find you, and they know. They always remember, and they always will find you. Unless you use Surfshark to stay safe on the internet and not get your IP address tracked. I am just kidding though, do not leave questionable things about groups on any comment section. In all seriousness, Surfshark is great because with just a click of a button, your information will be encrypted, so if they won't be able to see what you're doing or where you're even doing it from. So Surfshark are offering an amazing deal right now of 83% off and 3 months free on top of that if you use my code of JohnnyShark. Now, if we think about it, 83% off the initial price and an extra 3 months is an insane deal. Like, you don't see that anywhere. So if you're interested and you want to do all the things I said above, besides leaving horrible comments, don't do that, that's just rude, then click the link in the description or in the pinned comment, or go to the Surfshark website and use my code JohnnyShark. I'm very interested about the group members in general. I want to know more about them before I get into it. I went onto their company's Instagram to be the best among the best. Well, managing independent groups, and they've got Century, Trizzy, upcoming Hijabis girl group, Lure, I think Lure. I'm definitely pronouncing all of that wrong, and I'm so sorry, but English. But the only group that is actually active right now is Century, and the 2 others, I don't even know if they have members or if they're just like wanting to make something, you know? They do have member profiles though, well as a bunch of pictures of Century. If I pronounce any names wrong, I am so sorry. Akim, 28 years old. He's 28? Now, when I'm 28, I want to look that young. I'm not even joking. How does he literally look like a 20-year-old? That's rude. Lead vocal. Okay. Sora, 24. Okay, so it seems like these people are all like above the age of 18. In groups is quite nice to see. He is the main dancer and main rapper. Okay. I do not know what any of these K-pop positions mean. Like when they say main vocal, lead vocal, or main dancer, lead dancer, I have no idea, but I just kind of go like, Yes. Lizu, 23 years old. No zodiac sign for this person. Interesting. Lead vocal and a sub rapper. Noel, 23. Oh, and a sub vocal. So he's only a sub vocal. That's interesting. Shiri, 18. Okay, now we have someone who's younger. So 18 years old, lead vocal and sub dancer. What's a sub dancer?
America explain!
And then we have Peanut. You know what? No hate on the name. I just think it's a very interesting name. It's not his real name, but the stage name Peanut is not what I was expecting when I came on this. Peanut's 17 years old. That's young. Lead vocal, lead rapper, visual, bungsu, and leader. Is this Malay? Okay, so it's like the maknae. But Jesus, he's got a bunch of positions. He's got every position, and he's a lead vocal, lead rapper, visual, and the leader. Come on, all-rounder. Come on, being everything. What's interesting, I mean, it could be like an Everglow thing, you know, where Mia's the kind of more at the forefront. I honestly just want to know more about this group, more about them in general. How they even came to be. Were they friends before? And it'd be kind of weird if they're friends, because one's 17 and one's 28. I mean, that's an 11-year age difference. The only friend I have who's 11 years older than me is my sister, and she's only 10 years older than me, so not really the same thing. I will say though, before we get into the video completely, please don't send them hate for absolutely no reason. I just don't see the point in. Obviously, I'm doing a video and this is going to be critical, and it's going to have constructive criticism in it. And I think constructive criticism is good, but a lot of the time it can verge on that line of just being hateful and being mean for the sake of it. I'm not trying to sound offensive or be too harsh. I'm just giving my like overall opinion on things. Let's just watch the video. Let's pick things apart. Let's talk about, let's discuss the video.
3 minus 2 equal monster.
From the start, I don't want to be rude, but it's already not that promising. Instantly, you can already tell there's a problem with the overall production on their vocals. The recording sounds clean, but apart from that, it just sounds like they kind of just put a bit of EQ and like the worst compression they could find. I also thought that vocal take was interesting, to say the least. The problem for me is that there's like the 3 minus 2 equals monster, and then there's just like 3 minus 2 equals in the back. That one's just like way too loud. We've literally heard 2 seconds of vocals and I'm already complaining. Let's just watch it further.
This is the best place to find acquaintance. Dan apabila mutiara ku merasa hebat.
Okay, I think the one thing reoccurring in this song, it sounds like they heard the song once and just sang it in one take.
You don't want to growing with me, cause you must think I'm the life of Naya enchanting, it's on repeat.
I also find that there isn't enough compression on these vocals. It seems very loose and it doesn't go with the instrumental or the kind of overall vibe they're going for. If they're going for more of a K-pop hard-hitting boy group vibe, it should be a tighter compression. So compression kind of helps even that out. So the louder parts will be quieter and the quieter parts will be louder. On these vocals, it's very loose, so it just doesn't really work with the instrumental.
Yeah. Tiada tempat untuk pergi bersembunyi, cause I'm the judge, the day of judgment finally is near.
The pitch and the timing of the first part was completely off. This is what I'm saying, like it just sounds like they just heard it for the first time and then they're singing it right now. Listening to this, the lyrics and the syllables just don't fit.
Tiada tempat untuk pergi bersembunyi.
It seems like obviously the person who made the melody, aka like composed or topline this, made something up, right? And they put lyrics to it. The lyrics with the syllables don't fit. Like there's too much going on in the first part. Like I know the vibe he was going for, like a quick singy rap thing, but then there seems like there isn't enough at the end, so it's like da 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 da. Then it's now
finally is near,
and it's like really randomly like missing. There's missing space which shouldn't be there. Pitch and timing, you can correct that in post-production. Whoever mixed this, use Melodyne.
Rumah bawah tanah adalah tempat yang salah, and the new regime they always throw it out.
No. From so far what I've heard, with the vocal takes and the delivery, it's not there at all. He doesn't sound like he's convinced with what he's saying himself. There seems to be like a lack of confidence maybe. One tone, pitch and timing are important, but when those things can be slightly fixed and it can even still sound natural, you need to focus on a vocal take, and that's the thing that matters the most. You can record it multiple times, so I don't know how these are the best takes that they could get. They're not completely like tone deaf like at all. They need a lot of work, but I mean they can sing to a degree, so I don't know what's happened.
When you see me, you judge me, be honest with me, liars. After all this, if you pass this moment, don't regret.
Oh, what is that high octave in vocal in the bag with that auto tune? So doing high and low octaves is great. It's a great way to like beefing up a mix, add a bit more dimension and thickness to your vocals. The high and the low octave are so different in energy. The high octave is so auto-tuned, but like it's been overly tuned yet not tuned at all. The mixing engineer obviously just kind of like slapped some plain on auto-tune, stock auto-tune, and just kind of hope for the best. This whole thing is just lazily put together completely. We're only 50 seconds in. A lot of the backing vocals, I would just want to get rid of them because they're not doing any favors. They're only just clashing and they're not meshing at all. He also kind of sounds like he's just like very much so straining. Regret. A lot of clashing and not really much harmony going on there.
Solo is what should I do? La la, 3 minus 2 equal monster.
I get where they're going with the chorus. They've got that whole octave thing going on, which they just had in the pre-chorus, where the high octave is randomly out of time and also out of tune with the low one, not even saying that the original, like the bass note is even in tune. Sounds like they got 4 to like 6 or something, just vocals. That's all they have. And then a high octave that's off the whole time. Everyone is doing something like slightly different. None of it is like meshing. If you do a group vocal or like a chorus of vocals, right? Make sure you get relatively the same time and the same pitching. So that means the same kind of ways you sing the note. So don't accentuate one word and make that word longer and then go into the other one quicker. Don't do that. You have to do the same thing. Timing does matter. Sounds like they all sang it once, put it together, and called it a day. Also sounds like there wasn't any direction of how to sing it. One person is doing one way, and another person is singing it in their own style. Stylization is great, but when you're doing group vocals like this, you have to try and avoid being over-stylized and trying to do something different. It ends up sounding like this, instead of sounding like, you know, a tight but big beefy vocal.
Being solo is what should I do? Tra-la-la, 3 minus 2 equal.
What happened with the melody? I think I get the change, but it just sounded off. It's just whoever wrote the lyrics, it sounds like they heard the guide melody and just went, oh, we'll kind of keep to it.
Said I was nobody. Who said let me go that day? Who said about thinking like this gonna make it ruin? Okay, ku memberimu.
Okay, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to sound overly mean, but this rap flow is god awful. It sounds like those TikToks where people make, you know, remixes on CapCut and they put like random raps on existing instrumentals and be like, I think I did something here, and they didn't do anything. I feel like there is no concept of rhythm, flow, or even timing in this rap. And also the vocal delivery is just, it just feels like you make someone rap for the first time. There's like the inflections and the stylization, it just isn't there at all. It's just awkward.
Ku memberimu amaran tentang sesuatu dan ku tak mahu melihatnya berulang kembali. Let me go.
Okay, come on, head and knee. Beginning of this part actually had flow to it. Actually sounded good. Like it was going in somewhere. And then when it just got into the end, it timing just went completely out the window. But apart from that, like it sounded pretty good at that one little point there, you know?
Count 1 to 10 to stop your action and look back to reality when our story end that day. Like reading the same book till the end. The final part could be changed. I said the
When
truth.
you see me,
Oh, the beginning was okay. Again, the vocal delivery was just stop your action. Like it just felt like dead. That's honestly how it felt. Speaking fast isn't a rap. Adding more words into a bit that doesn't need it doesn't make the rap better. If you can't do it, don't try and do it because it's not gonna go well. It's just gonna make you look worse.
I said the
when you see me,
Okay, so that end note, again, it just sounds like it's not on pitch, and with vocal delivery, I feel like this is a reoccurring theme. Like, you don't want to be there and you've been made to do it. And I feel like the pitch is like a big deal, and that could be corrected, but for some reason, someone didn't correct it.
judge me, be honest with me, like yes. After all, if you pass this moment, don't regret.
That was not good dissonance. What was that? That was just clashing. These people are doing their own kind of style and changing notes around, you know, doing their own thing. But when it's together, it sounds god awful. You should map things like this out before you sing it. The ending, I get like doing a high note in the second pre-chorus. If you can't really reach the note, don't do it. I'm like 100% sure that they could do better vocal takes, and I'm sure they did. So I'm wondering, why didn't they use them?
How could you did like this to me after all we've been together?
Ooh, the opening line just felt very close. Like his voice isn't open. Like to me. You know, it sounds very much like you've got something in your throat. They obviously aren't experienced singers, and they don't know how to use their voices to their best ability yet. No, I don't like the melody either. To be honest though, the end note sounded pretty good. It sounded in his range. He had some nice vibrato, a good run. As I said before, there wasn't any emotion in the vocal take. It just sounded kind of dead again.
Yes, I'm a fool to trust you again, and it seems silly to see you come back. But please stop reminding me about our story through the light. Century.
Post-bridge, about to bring out like the final chorus or dance break is going to be like really big hype, right? But it just doesn't feel like that because it feels like there's only two vocals going on at once. No one is singing on time or on pitch with each other. That long note was too long, yet also not long enough. There needed to be just like a tiny little bit of extra time in order to make it like musically there with the length. The note just felt strained the whole time. Stock auto-tune again, it didn't really sound good. I would have added some harmony so it just doesn't sound so empty. Also the Century. I get the vibe they were going for, but I feel like if you do like just like one vocal take, it's like Century, right? I feel like you have to have like a super deep voice, kind of like a Felix thing going on, because I think that would sound cool. I think it would have been better if they just like shouted it, or like it was a whisper with like a lot of echo going on. So we just watched 3 - 2 = Monster. If I'm completely honest, the problems I think with this whole thing is the tuning, the timing, vocal delivery, the melody, overall mixing of the vocals as well, basically everything. I just felt like the song very jumbled and it was quite lackluster the whole time. I get the vibe they were going for. Nothing just seemed to fit. And also it isn't a case where it's just like, oh, the mixing is really bad and the direction is really bad, so that's the problem. That obviously plays quite a big part of it. The foundations of this song are not there either. There isn't much to build on with this melody, their vocal delivery and their vocal takes.
About thinking, like this gonna make it ruin, okay. Liars.
A lot more time to work on their vocals. Being a technically good singer and having really good vocal delivery in pop music is completely different, especially with the raps. If you want to work on anything first, work on rap flow. I don't think it sounded good in any way, shape or form.
Look back to reality when that was started and that day.
And also, when we're going back to the mixing, I feel like the person who mixed the vocals don't think they really did much. Maybe they did what they were paid for. I found out that they recorded this in a studio with like some pretty good equipment and an engineer, right, to do this. Maybe they didn't pay much. If they did, then they were scammed.
All right, there's a secret that we've been holding back onto. There's a viral sensation that's going on right now. It's called Monster 3 - 2. It was recorded in this studio right now, the studio that I'm in right now, Mass Music Studios, our studio.
This solo is what should I do? Tra-la-la. What you waiting for?
Even if they were at the same singing ability as they are now, which I mean they are, it would still sound better if the mixing was better. There was problems in the mixing with the compression. The tuning and timing were the biggest thing, and those are kind of basics, as well as the effects on the vocals. The vocals were like overly loud compared to the instrumental. I know with K-pop, they are louder in comparison to a lot of other pop music or R&B and hip hop. However, it's to the point where nothing is like meshing together, and it just sounds like it's just a vocal plopped on this instrumental, like not well.
What you waiting for?
Moving on, because there's still more to talk about. When I first saw people commenting this on my dollar cover recently, it had over 500,000 views. Now it's got 3K. Why? Well, they got copyright striked 3 times. The instrumental they used was an instrumental already posted on YouTube of like a K-pop style, K-pop type beat kind of thing. And they just used it. They didn't ask permission or pay the person in order to have the instrumental. And they were just like, yes, that's my song and we're gonna post it on Spotify and streaming services and try and make money from this. That's not a very good thing, like, come on. So all of their views have gone. Like, you can't just take someone else's work and then try and profit off it. Like, it wasn't copyright free, so you can't do that. I don't think there was any malicious intent about it, but it's still like an incredibly stupid thing to do. Like, when I first watched it, I thought the conclusion for me was, oh, this is just like a group of friends, like singing, making a song for fun, ended up unfortunately going viral for the wrong reason, as we've seen in the past. The music video quality and the overall song quality kind of makes it feel like a whole bedroom production. One of them knew like basic vocal mixing, and so they just kind of did it, and that's why the quality was this low. But no, I found out, like as I said earlier, that this was recorded in a studio and someone who mixed this like properly for them. And there was a video on their channel, of their past channel, that got taken down of their recording day, and I watched it when it was up on their channel. And to be honest, from what I know, the person who I think who mixed it definitely did record them is a pretty good producer. I don't want my name on something that sounds bad, if you know what I mean. I feel like it just doesn't look good on you whatsoever, and in the case that something does go viral and everyone sees it and it becomes a mockery, that's not what you want. But it kind of gives off a similar vibe to, remember those girls who covered Everglow, Dun Dun, and everyone called them Neverglow? It kind of gives off that vibe, but just like slightly better. To be honest, with the vocal lines they had, the takes, it could have sounded better if someone like heavily tuned them and timed them, but I still don't think it's enough to make this song sound great or like a good song, if you know what I mean. Please comment below what you think about this song, or if you agree with me or disagree with me, or want to add in any information that I missed in this video. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. And again, I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and make sure to use the code JohnnyShark to get 83% off and 3 months free of Surfshark VPN, or just click the link in my description and in the pinned comment because it's there as well. Bye. And if someone could still tell me what 3 minus 2 equals monster means, I would really like to know because I'm very confused. Anyways, thank you. Bye.